bit rate is measured in bits per second. So the bit rate can be the same as the baud rate if there's only one bit sent between signals. Okay, so if you've got, for example, let's say this was 16 samples per second, look. Okay, imagine there's 16 possible changes here per second, look. Imagine that each one of these was 1 bit. Okay, therefore if each one of these is 1 bit, then it'd be 16 bits per second are being sent. It's not in this example, but just bear in mind there's 16 bits per second being sent. Therefore, the bit rate would be 16 bits per second and the baud rate would be 16 baud. So they can be the same, but only when there's 1 bit being sent per signal change. Okay, it is possible, however, to send more than 1 bit. So it's very easy to understand that you could, if you've got your voltage levels down the side, you could have one voltage level here, let's say that top line there being 1, the bottom line being 0. You could have 0 or 1 per signal change. You could have it like that. Well, in reality, it doesn't work like that. You send more than 1 bit per signal change. Okay, so as an example, if we look here, look, let's say we've got 4 possible voltages down the left. So you've got 7.5 volts, 5 volts, 2.5 or 0. Okay, what you could say is that each of those voltage levels represents a 2-bit binary number. Okay, because with 2-bit binary, you've got 4 possible options. You've got 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, or 1, 1. So you would need to send 2 bits per second, I need 4 voltages. In the same sense, if I've got 3 bits, okay, so that's 1, 2, 4, 8. There's 8 possible combinations with 3-bit. So I'd need 8 possible voltage levels down the side to send per signal change to send 3 bits of data. Okay, so the diagram shows how 2 bits of data are encoded per time slot on a 1 baud line. So 1 baud meaning there's 1 signal change per second. So to send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. To send 24 bits, and we're sending 2 bits at a time, it would take 12 seconds. To send this 24-bit binary string on a baud line that has 1 baud line, a one change per second, I'm sending 2 bits at a time, it's going to take 12 seconds. So you can see how these different terms, how they relate to each other. Okay, and there's a mathematical relationship between the baud rate and the bit rate. Okay, so the bit rate is how many bits are sent per second. Okay, so if you had, for example, try and go into a little bit more depth here, our bit rate is 2 bits per second. What about if we changed our baud rate to be 3 baud? So per second, I've got 3 signal changes. So if I've got 3 signal changes, imagine those first 3 blocks are all 1 second because I have 3 baud. My bit rate is 6 bits per second. Because if I've got 3 changes per second, I'm sending 2 bits at a time. My bit rate would therefore be 6 bits per second. Okay.